Good morning. Welcome to this year's National Honor Society Induction. It's our privilege to be with you this morning. We do ask that you make sure your cell phone, well, students, yours should be yondered, but parents, that your cell phone is silent or turned off for the duration of the ceremony. So if you would, I want to start with a quick word of prayer. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for today and for the opportunity we have today. We thank you that life is slowly, seemingly getting close to normal. And we thank you that you've been with us during this difficult few years. And we thank you for giving us great students with great parents as well to help them, guide them in life. We just pray your blessings on the proceedings today. In your name I pray, amen. So I wanted to start off by congratulating the new members. Some of you went through the weirdest 2 years of school ever, when we all of a sudden shut down in 2020, went virtual, and then last year, which is all kinds of weird. So the fact that you were able to maintain your academic standards in the midst of all that craziness, when you didn't know what you were doing, we didn't always know what we were doing, and we were all kind of making it up as we went, that's a big deal, and that deserves congratulations. And I'm going to take a moment to introduce my officers, because NHS has been weird the last couple of years, and having good officers have been important. Give an example, they designed the T-shirt during the summer, and then we almost didn't get the T-shirts on time because we couldn't find the shirts because of the global supply chain because of COVID. I mean, it's all these little weird things that keep happening. My poor officers witnessed me have a bit of a panic attack this morning over something. They're like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. And they were a great help to me. So I'm going to take a moment to introduce them and officially commission them in their duties. So officers, as I call your name, please join me on stage. My presidents this year, Emily Dipp, Katie Mitternight, and Aubrey Watson. My vice president this year, Taylor Salisbury. My senior officers, Claire Bergman and Maya Leonard, who can't be with us today. Junior officers, Molly Grace Hicks, Clayton Howell, Grayson Mosley, and Katie Parker. And as they finish coming up on the stage, there's another thank you, because almost all of them have something else, either dance team or robotics or Zelda Trail or there's always something else that they have to take care of. So I do appreciate their help. Now, Ms. Brinkley, the National Junior Honor Society sponsor, will come up on stage and commission her officer as well.
Good morning. So this student has gone above and beyond the call of duty in ensuring that this year is the best year yet for NJHS. She's astounded me with humbleness and work ethic when I needed her the most. As I call your name, please come join us on stage. Our president, Ms. Layla Sadler.
Like last year, this year continuously poses special challenges for our organization. Though thankfully things were slowly getting back to normal, at the start of the year, we teamed with SGA to help with hurricane relief for Louisiana. Just a few weeks ago, we did our very first ever gently used clothing drive for Fostering Together Gulf Coast. As always, we will be buying Christmas presents for the kids in the Angel Tree program. We are hoping next semester that we will finally be able to return in person in places such as the Mole Herring Home. We would like to thank everyone who has already served or contributed to these projects.
The motto of the National Honor Society is Noblesse Oblige, which translates nobility obligates. This motto is very fitting for the students in this organization. Webster defines nobility as a high rank in society. You who have been selected for membership in the NHS are of the highest rank at Faith Academy. You have shown outstanding qualities not only in scholarship, but also in leadership, service, and character. The statement, nobility obligates, implies that because of your outstanding qualities, something is expected of you in return. Jesus told a parable in Luke 12 about two servants. One of the servants knew what his master wanted him to do with what he had been entrusted to him, yet he did not do it. For his omission, he was to be severely punished. Jesus said, "For everyone to whom much is given, of him shall much be required." Because each of you is outstanding in so many areas, there is a high expectation and accountability in each of your lives.
God has blessed each of you in so many ways. Never take these blessings for granted. Instead, it is imperative that you seize every opportunity that you have to bless the lives of those around you. You must work hard and become outstanding members in which the society we live. You must never be afraid to lead others along the right path. It is you who can and what will make a difference in this world in the coming years. This honor is more than simply something to pad a college application or resume. It is an obligation that you are accepting to stand out from the rest in every conceivable way. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the support system each of us have that make our accomplishments possible. Let's give a round of applause for the parents, family members, and teachers that stand behind us every day.
As we continue with the ceremony, our senior high officers will be lighting candles representing different aspects of the National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society. Please remember that the flame used to light the candles will represent the torch of knowledge, reminding us to bear the searchlight of truth and to lead others to follow the light. May your light blaze forth for a successful year, and may you pass it on with the satisfaction that much was accomplished for our school and organization.
Membership in the Faith Academy chapter of the National Honor Society is earned by demonstrating qualities that are held in high regard by this nationally recognized organization. The candles on this table represent these characteristics. The first quality is scholarship. Scholarship involves a commitment to learning. A student who qualifies for NHS has spent time reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. Knowledge is one factor that leads to success, and it can be acquired only through diligence and effort. Learning provides a lamp by which we read the past and a light that illuminates the future. 2 Timothy 2:15 tells us to study to show yourself approved unto God. And Matthew 22:37 states, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind." NHS members should continually expand their world through the opportunities given to them.
The second quality in NHS is service. In the routine of a day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without pay or recognition is a quality sought in members. The faculty committee looks for students who have unselfishly given their time to work for others. The Bible teaches us in 1 Corinthians that we are gifted in different ways, but we are all expected to show our gratitude to our Savior by offering him service. We must be committed to volunteering our time and abilities unselfishly to the creation of a better tomorrow.
The third quality the NHS upholds is leadership. Whenever there is a group, someone will become the leader. That leader shows self-confidence and goes forward when others hesitate. NHS leaders are expected to exert a wholesome influence on the school by taking initiative in class, in sports, and any time we have opportunity. Wise leadership is essential to a community. We must ask God to make his will known, then boldly lead others to follow that will.
The fourth quality required in NHS is character. Character is the force within each individual that distinguishes them from others. It gives us our individuality. Without character, there is no self-respect or respect from others. It is a force which guides us through life and once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved, not received. It is a product of constant action and daily effort to make right choices. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. Proverbs 20:11 tells us that even a child is known by his actions. By displaying such qualities as reliability, honesty, and purity, we prove by example that we value character.
The final quality of an NHS member is citizenship. This characteristic is based on good living not only in school but in all phases of life. In school, it is the good citizen who sets examples for others to follow and builds up a high standard for the school. Through all walks of life, citizenship unconsciously becomes part of our speech, actions, and thoughts. The members of the National Honor Society have been chosen partly because of their good citizenship in school. The motto of National Junior Honor Society is "Light is the symbol of truth." As members in the NJHS, you will be called upon to bring light into a dark world. In doing so, you will reveal the truths that remain to be seen. God has blessed each of you in so many ways. Never take these blessings for granted. Instead, it is imperative that you seize every opportunity that you have to bless the lives of those around you. You must work hard and become outstanding members of this society in which we live. You must never be afraid to lead others along the right path. It is you who can and will make a difference in the world in the coming years.
The official colors of the National Honor Society are blue and gold. The yellow rose is the official flower. The National Honor Society ranks as one of the oldest and most prestigious national organizations for junior high school students, and chapters exist in 3/4 of the nation's schools. Since 1929, millions of students have been selected for membership, in which thousands of dollars of scholarships have been awarded to senior officers since 1929. This morning, we are inducting 37 students to the National Honor Society and 34 students to the National Junior Honor Society.
All right, so now we're going to go over the highlights of the handbook, basically the requirements of NHS, how you got in and how you're going to stay in, and maybe clarify a few things that you might have questions on. So the first requirement to get into NHS and stay in NHS is your GPA. So if you are on the advanced track, and then that applies to National Honor Society, if you're on the advanced track, you need a weighted GPA of 4.0 or above, okay? If you are on the standard track, if you're a student on the standard track, which is all the NJHS students and then some of the NHS students, if you're on the standard track, you need a simple GPA of 3.5 or above, okay? And that's how one of the ways you got into NHS or NJHS, and you have to maintain that as well to stay in NHS. So that's the GPA requirement. But this is a service organization as well. So there are service requirements. So every semester, we ask our students to achieve 6 service hours. Different organizations do it differently. That's how we do it in our branch. So you have to have 6 service hours a semester. You also have to come to our monthly meetings where we explain what the upcoming service opportunities are. It also gives you a chance to ask questions. Like last week we sent out the spreadsheet that had service hours listed. Maybe you noticed a mistake. And so that's a good opportunity for you to come to me or Ms. Brinkley and say, I think I should have gotten 2 hours for this. You only gave me 1. And we'll talk about it and we'll figure it out. So we meet every Tuesday. There are a few exceptions throughout the year, but usually it's every Tuesday. And we meet in the mornings and in the afternoons, whatever works best for your schedule. So a lot of my athletes come in the morning. A lot of my older students who have a job that they have to get to come in the mornings. It's just whatever works best for you. You got to come one or the other. You don't have to come to both, though. Just the morning or the afternoon one. The NJHS meets in Ms. Brinkley's room. That's High School 1. NHS, we meet in Ms. McGarry's room in New Wing 7. And those rooms are kind of like central command. So NJHS, anytime you need like a service hour slip, you go to Ms. Brinkley's room. That's where you turn those slips in as well. Usually if there's some sort of item drive, you turn it into her room. NHS, it's Ms. McGarry's room. We're about to start Operation Christmas Child. So you'll start turning in Christmas shoe boxes. Those will go to Miss McGarrity's room. So that's kind of central command there. So if you want something approved, like if you want to do something on your own that's not organized by the National Honor Society for service hours, that's fine, okay? You have to have 6 service hours a semester. Half of those, 3, have to be through NHS-sanctioned events. They can all be through NHS, but at least half. If the other half comes from non-NHS stuff, that's okay. You just have to ask first to make sure that it would count. So anytime you're going to do something on your own, independently from NHS, you need to ask your sponsor. You ask Ms. Brinkley if you're NJHS. If you're NHS, you ask me or Ms. McGarrity. Hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Will this count for service hours? And we're probably going to ask you a few questions to make sure. Like last Friday, a student stopped me in the hall. Can I get service hours for tutoring? So I asked, is it a requirement from another organization? And he's like, no. Like, are you getting paid to do it? He's like, no. Like, is it your sibling? No. Like, then yes. But if he would have said, I get paid for it, well, that's not service. Oh, it's my little sister. Well, that's called being a brother, dude. You don't get service hours from that. Or I've had a member ask, hey, I cut my grandfather's yard. Can that count as service hours? No, that's family. But I've had another student in the past, my neighbor is disabled, and I cut their grass. Does that count? Absolutely. Right? You're doing something you don't have to do to help someone else out. So you just have to ask first. And I will say this year, we're a little more lenient with what we count for service hours because life is still a little different because of COVID, getting normal, but it can still be a little challenging to get service hours. So we're a little more lenient than in years past. So you just got to ask first. There is one rule that's in your handbook, and I want to talk about it, and it's currently suspended. In normal years, you can only get 2 service hours through donations. Like many of you turned in gently used clothing for Fostering Together Gulf Coast last week, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So much so that when I saw how much, I was like, it won't fit in my car. So I had to recruit Miss Meredith to help. And a lot of you got service hours from that. You got 2 service hours for that. In a normal year, you couldn't get any more service hours through donations in a normal year. Things still quite aren't normal, so that rule is temporarily suspended. So let's say you donated to the Gently Used Clothing Drive for Fostering Together Gulf Coast, and you got 2 service hours. And then let's say you end up participating in Operation Christmas Child, or you help with the Angel Tree. You can get service hours for that. So that rule is temporarily suspended this semester. I will reevaluate next semester. Okay? Things are getting close to normal. One of the places we called this summer and said, hey, can we come visit? That told us, no, you can't. I recently found out are allowing visitors under certain circumstances to do certain things. So it's still not completely normal, but maybe things are going to start opening up and we can start going back to those places like the Mole Heron Home or Elmcroft or somewhere like that. And so that rule might come back into play, but you'll know way in advance, okay? But this semester, it's suspended. You also can't get service hours for something that financially benefits you in some way. I touched on that earlier when I asked the student, are you getting paid? But another example, and it comes up every year, and it never hurts to ask, I'm not picking on anyone or anything. It's like, hey, I'm helping with my team's fundraiser. Can that count as service hours? Well, no, because you're financially benefiting from that. Does that make sense? But now, if your team decides, hey, we want to go to Alabama's Children's Home, and it's not a team requirement, it's just purely volunteer, and you go with your team, would that count? Absolutely. So that's just something to keep in mind there. Now, if it's something that is required of another organization, you normally can't get service hours for that. So I'm just going to use an example that came up years and years and years ago. A student asked, hey, after the band concert, I'm helping to tear down the stage. Can I get service hours? So then I ask, are you in band? Yes. Is it a requirement that you help? Yes. then that's not service hours, right? But let's say you are required to do something for 2 hours and you end up doing 4 hours. Depending on the circumstances, maybe I can count those 2 extra hours that you didn't have to do a service. So that's just where it's important for you to talk to us, and so we can figure it out. But in general, if it's a requirement of another organization that you do it, you can't get service hours because it's not exactly service in that context. Okay. Now, let's say you don't meet one of the requirements this semester. Let's say your GPA slips below where it's supposed to be, or you don't get all your service hours in, or you don't come to the meetings. Oh, by the way, with the meetings, you get one freebie a semester. You can miss one meeting a semester because life happens, right? Alarm doesn't go off or whatever. Life happens. You get one freebie meeting a semester that you can miss. If you miss 2, that's when probation might happen. So all probation is, it just means you didn't meet one of the requirements. It doesn't mean you're kicked out. It just means you have another chance. You would get a probation letter, either from me or Miss Brinkley. We would talk to you face to face. Your homeroom teacher just wouldn't hand it to you or anything. We'd talk to you face to face. We would explain why you were on probation. That would also give you a chance to point out that maybe we're wrong. Like if I come to you, hey, you only got 4 service hours. You know, ooh, no. I know I got 6. I know I got my 6. That would be our time to talk about it, right? You get your probation letter. You would sign it. One of your parents would sign it. Then you would return the letter to your sponsor. And then let's say next semester, you meet all the requirements. GPA comes back up. You come to all the meetings, or you get your service hours done. Everything's back to normal the next semester. Probation's over. Done. No harm, no foul, right? Probation is kind of like a warning, basically. So if you get on probation, it's not the end of the world. You have a chance to fix it. Now, while on probation, if you don't meet one of the other requirements, again, that could be cause for dismissal. Okay, I say could be, because every once in a blue moon, there are certain circumstances that a child faces where I have some wiggle room and forgiveness. But in general, if you're on probation and then the next semester you don't meet one of the requirements, that's when you'd get dismissed. So you even if you mess up a little bit or you fall behind or life just doesn't go your way for a semester, you still have another chance to come back. And once you are dismissed, if that ever happens, you cannot ever rejoin. You know, once you're out kind of thing. So that's how that works. So that's kind of the basics of what's in the handbook and kind of covers most of it. One more thing, if you do anything at your church on the regular, like maybe every other Sunday you're in the nursery, or you help run the soundboard on Wednesday nights, or something like that, something you do on the regular, let us know. There's a good chance we can give you service hours for that. Usually we cap that at 2 service hours, but let us know. And if you ever do anything extra with your church, so let's say your church, your youth group goes downtown and feeds the homeless near the holidays, and you go with them, let us know. Things like that can count for service hours, okay? Just communicate with us, just talk with us, okay? So now, Grayson and Katie Parker are going to come back and lead you through the pledge to the National Honor Society.
Will all candidates today for induction please stand and repeat after us this pledge? Being aware of the honor which is being bestowed upon me, I pledge to maintain a high scholastic standing, to strive to have an untarnished character, to endeavor courageously,
to be a wise leader, to be loyal to my school, and to give of myself freely in service to others. In doing so, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. Please be seated. When your name is called, please come to the stage to receive your certificate. Remain standing on the steps until all inductees have received their certificates.
Parents, please hold all your applause until all the inductees have been called. Layla Allen, Hartley Bray, Braylon Burns, Ariel Carson, Isabella Clements, Wesley Davis, Layla Gibbs, Asa Gurley, Addison Harville, Laney Hurtrider, Brody Jacoby, Cadence Kirkland, Wyatt Lloyd, Ava Massengill, Autumn McSween, Lamaria Miles, Ava Murrah, Anthony Payne, Brianna Phillips, Philip Quinley, Gavin Harrison Sowers, Sharon Shahi, Elizabeth Simpson, Landon Michael Sims, Cooper Smith, Lily Grace Smith, Lauren Elizabeth Stringfellow, Gabriel Ray Summerlin, Savannah Gabriel Taylor, Jackson Xavier Villejas Williams, Auburn Wissenhunt, Riley Parker Wilmon, Emma Wiley, Gracie Hope Wilson, Sean Parker Wood, Elena Wyckoff, Riley Winchester, Elizabeth Page Carlson, Connor Gerald Dolbear, Parker Lynn Goff, Riley Guimon, Piper Ladner, Macy Claire May, Dalton Neal, Isabella Patton, Maddox Grant Sowers, Jewel Rashay Shelley, Jordan Elise Simmons. Parents, please clap for your 2021-2022 NJHS inductees.
Parents, please hold your applause until all students have been called. Oasis Agee, Bailey Barnett, Elizabeth Bridges, Caden Busby, Alana Carson, Lance Cooper, Mary McKinley Dempsey. Eric Galvin. Isabella Gazier. Brian Hines. Deasia Jones. Tinley Lewis. Emma Lindsay. Matthew Mon. Jameson McGarity. Delaney McKinnon. Emily Miners. Michaela Motkowitz. Caitlin Murray. Kristen Murray. Dia Patel. Grace Piggott. Bailey Polk. Joshua Presley. James Pruitt. Holden Redding. Megan Sylvester. Morgan Smith. Adriana Steele. Addison Stewart. Micah Tripp. Megan Warren. Gabrielle Wasden. Farron Westry. Nyla Wiley. Carly Wilson. Destiny Winbush. Alexander Wyckoff. Micaiah Cooley. Lauren Graham. Grace Kim. Preston Miller. Ben Nilsson. Kinsey Otzenberger. Brendan Wheel. Brendan Freeman. Ethan Frost. Robert Thornton. It is my honor to introduce to you the 2021-2022 inductees into the Faith Academy National Honor Society. Parents, applaud and take pictures. Inductees, return to their seats.
We'd like to thank once again for everyone coming out. Students, once we ask you to depart from the church, you'll go to second period, and you'll just go through the same gate we go through like we're coming back from chapel, if that makes sense. There is a treat in the foyer for you new members. Don't worry, I did not make it, because that would not be a treat. That would be a trick. Halloween joke. Sorry, when I get nervous, words just... Anyway, but it is for the new members only, so parents, the only way you can get a treat is if you steal it from your child. Please don't do that. And parents, feel free to stay for a few minutes to take pictures as well. So we've got about like 5 or 10 minutes that we can kind of visit and take pictures before I ask the students to go back to second period. So hope everyone has a blessed day.
when they called me